Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. State your name for the permanent record, please. State your name for the permanent record, please.
Florence Stoller, and this is Grandma. I'm back again. Hi, how's everybody? Can I talk?
Of course.
I failed to tell you some of my exotic trips, which were in China, Russia, Guatemala, Venezuela. All those places were nice, and Paris. Don't forget Paris now. When I went to Paris, I spent the first evening in bed because as soon as I got to Paris, I fell down and hurt myself, and I had to soak my leg. That's not a way to start a trip in Europe, but that's one thing that happened to me, and it's happening lately. In the last 6 months, I also fell down 3 times. And the last few years, I fell down more than once, and I ended up in the hospital. But here I am, making a lot of noise anyway, and Ivan wants me to talk about the depression and things like that. I was pretty young, and I don't remember too much, but I do remember horses pulling wagons with merchandise before cars became really popular. I guess that's 1925 or something like that. And I went to school in Tribeca, which I lived in Tribeca before it was Tribeca. Well, now it's too bad I'm not on Washington Street now. That I imagine that house is worth quite a bit of money. But my father didn't have the foresight to buy it. So we moved to Brooklyn instead when the Depression came and things got really bad in Lower Manhattan. And I haven't been on any trip now for quite some time. But it's all right. I'm just happy when I get an opportunity to go outside and sit in the sunshine for an hour. At my age, I guess that's about the best I can do. Hi, and maybe I'll see you again. Bye-bye now.
I got a couple of questions.
Oh, dear.
A couple of follow-up questions. You said you learned English when you first went to elementary school, primary school, right?
That's correct.
So were you the only English speaker in your house?
Say that again?
Were you the only English speaker in your house?
Yes.
I
was. No, my father spoke. My mother and father both spoke English, but mostly Yiddish.
Yeah. So you were the only one. You were.
But then I had a little sister.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure she spoke English, but she died at a very early age. She was around 4.
Wow.
And I don't remember too much about her.
Now you said you went to China?
Yes.
Where did you go to China? Where?
Beijing, and I saw all the people on the bicycles. It's quite some time ago. And I went to London and Paris and Amsterdam. I saw the tulips in Amsterdam. And some of my travels were very, very interesting. Unfortunately, they were all the quick, everything is 2 weeks and you go back home, and that's not really enough.
What did you like about China? What did you find interesting about China?
China? I don't know. I didn't understand. But we managed the language well because we always had a tour guide with us. What I like about China, I guess the food is one thing. They serve differently than we do here in the Chinese restaurants. It was interesting. It was different. I don't remember too much about it.
What about Guatemala?
Oh, Guatemala was great because when we got there, there was a brother of one of my daughter's friends who lived there, and he gave us a personal tour, and we really got to the hinterlands, and we saw the people, we saw their markets, and we kept away from the touristy spots.
So it's very, very different from New York City.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is different from New York City.
You've been to Russia?
Been to Russia before it was in its present state.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everybody there was very somber looking, very dour. Nobody looked happy,
Did
even
you,
though it was a communist country.
did you find it interesting? Did you like it?
Well, it was pretty dreary and dismal, but I'm glad I went there. What I did like, we went to Romania, where my husband's parents came from, and that was very nice. It was lovely there, but we couldn't find the little town that his parents came from. We looked all over. We couldn't. We got lost someplace in the country.
But it wasn't called Romania then, was it?
Yes, it was, as far as I
No,
know.
but when the old folks came over, it wasn't called Romania. It was like Bessarabia, right?
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I couldn't answer all those questions.
Did you meet any family over there, or just,
No, we couldn't find the town even. No, I don't think there was any family left there anyway. But I thought I already said goodbye.
Yeah, you said goodbye, but I have more questions.
Go ahead, one more and that's it.
One more question.
I'm tired.
All right. What was your favorite travel destination? Your favorite trip of all your trips around the world?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have any. I guess I did love Paris a lot. I would have. London, Paris, and Amsterdam was really very nice. That was the first trip we made, and it cost $385 with breakfast. Round trip.
It seems like a bargain.
It absolutely is a bargain.
Was that all one trip to those three cities?
Three cities we were.
But on one trip? It wasn't,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I see.
With a tour guide.
Oh, very nice.
There's always a tour guide and buses in between. They take you around all over the place.
What did you like about Paris?
Oh, I love the stores. I love the Champs-Élysées. And as I said, I fell down the first night. That was a big difficulty in my life at that moment. I liked almost everything. I loved Barcelona. We went to Barcelona. That was very nice also.
What did you like about Barcelona?
Oh, big wide streets, the Ramblas, and Gaudi's architecture. We went to the beach over there. Most of my trips were very nice, very pleasant, very informative, and all these trips were taken 50 years ago, and it's a little hard to remember. More than 50 years ago.
You encourage people to travel. That's your advice?
Oh, if you can afford it, absolutely. It's wonderful. Change of scenery, very important.
And you encourage people to stay in school.
Excuse
You
me?
encourage people to stay in school.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't behave myself when I was 16.
What do you mean?
I didn't finish my education, and I was busy trying to get a job, and I always managed to get a job. But when I was in my 40s, I got my I finally went back to school, and I got my high school diploma, and I eventually amassed 1 year of 32 credits in college as well. And my children, I made certain that they all went through college and got their degrees, and one daughter even has a PhD, so there.
So you persevered.
I persevered is right after a while, and my husband also got his first degree when he was 50 years old, and then he got his master's degree at NYU, and he was past 50. And Terry, the one with the PhD, also got her PhD when she was in her 50s. There was a big gap in between.
I'm 55 now, so you're saying I still have time.
To get a PhD, absolutely.
All right, I should start on that now.
Absolutely.
Education is very important to you.
To me now, I read constantly. I listen to the radio, to television. I try to absorb it, but my hearing is going to the dog, so I'm not doing too well. But I do read a lot, as much as I possibly can, from audio books only. Talking books, they're called.
All right. Well,
And again, I'm saying goodbye. Good afternoon, and thank you very kindly.
thank you for the follow-up interview. We appreciate it.